So, legendary car at a legendary circuit. We are here in the Renault Alpine 442B, A442B I should say. 1978 Le Mans winner, and where else would we drive it but at the Circuit De La Sarthe at Le Mans. Here we are then, starting our flying lap just across the start-finish line now. Up into fourth gear, we'll probably go back down to third, coming into the Dunlop chicane. Already you'll probably notice that I'm using full H-pattern manual shifting, so a lot of dancing on the pedals for me this lap, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So underneath the Dunlop bridge, lots of graffiti inside there in real life. I won't tell you about what they put inside there though. Down the S's, and then back down to second gear. Now, having to use low gears through this section for a couple of reasons. First one is we only have 5 gears. This car is from 1978. So it has an old style gearbox through touch roos, nice through there. And also it is a turbocharged engine, a 2-litre V6, producing about 500 horsepower at 10,500 RPM. Absolutely ridiculous numbers. That's enough to push us to 200 miles per hour here before braking for the first chicane. So here's our braking point. There you go, nice. Got to brake nice and early in this car. Of course, 70s car means 70s brakes, which we aren't really a fan of, but they make driving this thing a bit more of an experience. Nice big power slide out of there. And of course, this Renault A442B is known for having the biggest air scoop you ever did see. Very cool looking car, very of the time. Now we're down the second part of a straight. Now in real life you check your gauges down here, make sure the car isn't about to blow up, but I'm just looking for my braking point. Second gear, nice and easy through here. Oh, there you go, curb unsettling the car a tiny bit. Shift down to first gear just so we can use the RPM, then big old power slide on the way out. Got to satisfy those Formula Drift fans. Through the gears again, the fourth gear will take fifth just before coming down to the Mulsanne corner. Very tricky corner this one, catches out a lot of the newcomers, which is why I crash here a lot. So on the brakes nice and early. Third gear, second and first. Aim for the curb on the inside there. On the throttle as early as you can, but look at that turbo lag there. You get very tempted to kick the clutch coming out of the tight corners like that. But I can tell you from experience and from practice, kicking the clutch in this car doesn't usually end very well. So letting all 500 of those horses run free then on the way down to Indianapolis. Fifth gear again, just trying to spy our braking point. Go over to the left-hand side of the road. About there, again, nice and easy. This car doesn't like sudden movements. It's made for 24 hours, not for a sprint. Second part of Indy now, just going to just roll it through. There's no rush through here. Very easy to lose a lot of time if you're not careful. Same thing here with our nage, down to first gear, just try and take a nice wide entrance on the throttle early on the exit. Nice and clean is how we like it. Back up through the gears again. Now coming up to one of my favourite parts of this course, the Porsche curves. Now in modern machinery, it's a bit easier than it is in this. This car doesn't quite have the downforce of a modern car, but that makes it all the more interesting for you guys. So fourth gear right to the limit, right to 10.5 grand before going back down to third and throwing it into the first right-hander, which then transitions to a left. Look at my foot, look at my left foot. I'm now using it to brake instead of using it to clutch. So left foot braking through here. Down to second gear, nice and soft through this section. So easy to get it wrong through here. So I'm gonna be nice and cautious on the way through. Allow myself a lot of room on exit, nice. Okay, so only the chicanes left. A couple of practice attempts where I've gone flying in here at a billion miles per hour. I really would not recommend it, so I'm going to brake again very early, down to second. Don't really use the curbs too much here because the car doesn't like the curbs. Down to first gear. This seems so pedestrian after the Mulsanne straight, but there you go, last corner on the throttle, coming across the start-finish line now. And that is a lap of Le Mans in the Renault Alpine A442B in 4 minutes and 4 seconds.